Hello everybody, my name is Brianna Bilo and I'm a meteorologist here with the National Weather Service office in Grand Junction, Colorado, and this is your fall 2024 seasonal climate summary. So the season of fall, it runs from September 1st through November 30th, encompassing the months of September, October, and November. So to start off our summary, we're going to go through a recap of our stories of the months from September, October, November. So kicking things off, we have the September roller coaster. The month of September started off very summer-like still. We were still in something of a monsoonal pattern, seeing widespread showers and thunderstorms, even some substantial hail accumulation, as you can see here on Rio Blanco Hill. This pattern gave way to a brief taste of winter, where we saw our first mountain snow of the season, as you can see in this CDOT image here, with a light dusting of snow on the San Juan Mountains. And then the end of the month of September, we moved into a very warm and dry pattern, seeing several consecutive days of record-breaking temperatures, if not near record-breaking, through the end of September and into the first half of October, as you will see in our October story of the month, which was the October heat. During the first 15 days of the month of October, we set 10 records at the Grand Junction Regional Airport, as well as breaking several records all around the area in eastern Utah and western Colorado. The 5 days that we didn't break a record or tie a record here in Grand Junction, we were a single degree off. That's how strong and prolonged this hot period was. We finally, by the end of this period, so by the middle of the month of October, moved into a pattern shift that moved us into a much cooler and wetter pattern that kind of set the tone for the month of November, as we started to see more and regular winter storms moving through, bringing snow to the mountains, rain to the valleys, sometimes even occasionally snow to the valleys, as well as near to below normal temperatures through much of the month. And our story of the month for November was giving thanks for snow, as we saw probably one of our biggest storms of the season thus far in the days leading up to Thanksgiving. So we have here our November 26th to 27th, 2024 snow totals. So this is from that storm that started on Tuesday, moved into Wednesday, the 2 days before Thanksgiving, aka two of the busiest travel days of the year. Definitely not a great day to be traveling on I-70. Most of our mountain ranges saw widespread 2 to 3 feet of snow, with some of our higher elevation valleys seeing 1 to 2 feet. Some of our lower desert valleys, including the Grand Valley in particular, even got in the snow with a couple of inches. It was really nice to wake up to about 1 inch of snow that morning. It was not as nice having to drive to work in it, but that's okay. Our big winner was the Tower Snowtell site, which was in the Park Range to the east of Steamboat Springs, where they topped out with 40 inches of snow. Another substantial snowfall recorded was in Schofield Pass, where they got not quite to 40 inches, but pretty close. Moving into our more standard climate summary, we have our high temperatures for the season. With the shoulder seasons, typically, so spring and fall, what you want to see is all of your warmest temperatures clustered to one side of the season and all of your coldest temperatures to the other. With the fall, you want to see your warm temperatures at the beginning, cold temperatures at the end. And we do see this pattern here. All of our warm temperatures are clustered in September, particularly at the very beginning of September, although you do also see a secondary peak at some sites right at the end of September, where we were moving into that prolonged hot period, moving into October. Our warmest high recorded during this season was 94 at Canyonlands Airport on the 3rd and the 8th of September, with our coolest, warmest high being 80 degrees at Aspen on the 1st. Moving into our cold temperatures, again, what you want to see, these are all clustered in November. Our coldest low was -8 in Craig on the 29th and the 30th, with our warmest coldest low being 21 in Grand Junction on the 20th and the 21st. And for the most part, these cold temperatures are clustered towards the end of the month of November, particularly in that like post-Thanksgiving behind that big winter storm. Although we did see a couple spots, Meeker and Montrose, setting their cold temperatures for the season actually at the beginning of the month of November on the 7th. So still fits the pattern, but not quite as nicely clustered as the high temperatures were. Moving into precipitation, kind of a mixed bag this month or this season, mainly owing to that very warm and dry period we had right in the middle. We started off with monsoonal precipitation. The month of September, I believe, ended up being overall wetter than normal. But as we moved into the second half of September and the first half of October, just prolonged hot and dry weather definitely took its toll. We started racking up some deficits. We started seeing some worsening drought conditions. And while the month of November was particularly cool and wet, it just wasn't quite enough for about half of our sites to fully recover from the deficits they accumulated in September and October. And just so you guys know, September is actually our wettest month on the western slope, especially at lower elevations, which most of these sites are. So not getting as much precipitation in certain spots in September can really set a tone for the second half of the year, like moving into the winter. So we're just going to kind of have to wait and see. Hopefully our mountains, which did seem to fare better based on some other graphical summaries, which you can see in the monthly climate summaries for September, October, November. They did seem to fare better as far as precipitation is concerned, which is a good sign because it means that the ground itself isn't so dry. It's just going to steal all the moisture from the snowpack. So we may actually see, if we continue building a good snowpack, we may see some reservoir recharge in the spring. But that's asking a lot from a season that has only just begun. So anyway, Meeker was our big winner of our 10 sites at just under 5 inches of snow and a little over half an inch above normal. At the bottom here, we have Canyonlands coming in with 1.14 inches of precipitation total, just under an inch below normal. If you're looking at deficits only, Durango came in at the bottom here with almost 1.4 inches below normal precipitation. And that has a lot to do with Durango, particularly just with not seeing the September moisture that typically they would see. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll see some improvement moving in through the winter. Looking at our winter 2024-2025 drought outlook, so the season of winter is December, January, and February. We are looking at very little change. Where there is drought right now, which is mainly along the Utah, Colorado, Wyoming border, which is, I believe, moderate D1 drought. We're looking at that persisting. The rest of eastern Utah and western Colorado is either drought-free or abnormally dry, which is D0 conditions, and that is expected to maintain as well. So kind of status quo, business as usual, moving into the winter. But looking at our climate outlook for the winter season, we are definitely seeing something of a La Nina pattern reflected in these images. As far as our temperatures are concerned, we're looking at a slight favoring of above normal temperatures, so 33 to 40% in favor of above normal temperatures, with a slightly higher favoring of 40 to 50% right around the four corners. With the northern third of the area seeing equal chances of above or below normal precipitation or temperatures, which is pretty reflective of a La Nina pattern where we see cooler and wetter conditions to the north, drier and warmer conditions to the south. And likewise, looking at the precipitation outlook, we are seeing a slight favoring, so 33 to 40% chances in favor of below normal precipitation for the southern half of the area, with equal chances of above or below normal precipitation for the northern half. And that's it for your fall summary. The November monthly climate summary has also been posted at the same time as this one. So if you're looking for some more specific monthly details, you can go check that one out. There's also a backlog of all of the monthly and seasonal summaries on the YouTube page, so you can check those out if you really like what I'm doing here. And I will see you again soon. Have a good one, everybody.